So many of you reached out to me about the video that I posted yesterday and how to befriend crows and whales. And I love how receptive you were to it. And the most valuable inner state that you can dominate is one of certainty. The greatest ascended masters, the most what you would maybe call successful people in the world, whether your definition of success is joy, happiness, endeavors, whatever that is for you. But that's one thing that they all have in common. They have a deep sense of certainty and conviction in their knowing. And this picture is one of those reflections for me. I carry this deep sense of certainty of my life being so blessed. I feel like the most blessed being in the world because I have a certainty that everything will reflect that back to me. Because I feel that way, of course, it's going to be reflected back to me. And that shows up in the form not just of being able to have intimate communication and connect telepathically with animals, with whales and dolphins, crows, with my dog. That's why I have this picture along with this video, because there was a telepathic communication of get your camera out, get ready. And the moment that I snapped it, of course, I captured this amazing, hilarious photo. And it seems so silly, but it really isn't. You get inside jokes all the time. And by the way, you're the one that wrote them. You're the one telling them. Sometimes you feel like you're the butt of the joke, but I promise you'll get to a point in your consciousness where you're going to laugh. Because laughter really is the light of this world. Love is the light of this world. And so what you look for, you find. So if you just let yourself have that certainty, not only that you are loved, that's what you came from, that life is meant to be loved, to fall in love with your life. Because if you're not happy with where you are now, there's no way you can get to where you want to be miserable, looking at lack, scarcity, limitation. And here's the thing, the greatest awareness that you can have, you all want more money because you think it'll give you the feelings and the freedom and the liberation. But you have the ability to have that right now. You can imagine anything. You were given that gift. That is the gift of creation. Everything is imagined. Everything is dreamed before it's real. In fact, this is a dream, in case you didn't know. You're dreaming this in your consciousness. You are not a body with a soul. You are a soul dreaming that you have a body. And so if you can just let your imagination be utilized in the manner in which it was created for, and understand that your brain is a phenomenal prediction mechanism. It is predicting what you've already experienced, what's likely to experience next based upon your identity, what you believe to be true about yourself. But you have got to make it familiar, because that's what you accept to be true, what feels normal and comfortable. Many of you are trying to imagine things that feel way too big. And it's not because they're too big. If you can imagine them, they are possible. They are real. Everything that you can imagine exists, because if the definition of non-existence, you could not fathom it. You could not conjure something that doesn't exist, that isn't a reality. And I mean that because, yes, unicorns are real. There's a part of you that feels the resonance of that. Maybe not right now on this planet, but I promise you, they exist. I've been to where they exist. And so, I want you to just to feel into your heart. This is a portal of connection to your divine spark. And when you drop down into your heart, you blend that consciousness of your physical brain with your divine connection. Because that's who you are. You are infinite creator, experiencing itself as, and then say your name. And so you, with that awareness, knowing that you are simultaneously experiencing life as your avatar, whatever you want to call, your human, whatever you want to call, Meanwhile, knowing that the truth of who you are is the infinite creator. And so when you connect the two, because again, your physical mind, your brain is meant to keep you safe, but it's based upon past. And not everything that you believe is serving you. You have beliefs that you've picked up about all kinds of things that aren't really true. But you're using them as a filter, and that's the most important thing, that your brain is a prediction tool, but it will filter out reality to match the identity that you accept as true about yourself. And so as you allow yourself to imagine with certainty a new version of you, to live as that version, to be as that version, to breathe, to move, to think, to have conversations in your head as that version. The repetition, the more you do it, the more comfortable, the more normal, the more familiar it feels. And then therefore the brain can now predict that. But you've got to let yourself have it. You've got to let yourself, with certainty, with conviction, know that you are the person who has meaningful relationships with all the animals, including the crows and the whales and the dolphins, undeniably. Go take a look at some of my videos to get a glimpse of what's possible. And so I want you all to have this. I want this gift to be given to every single one of you in this whole existence, to know that you are a powerful creator and you have infinite potentials available to you. It is scientifically proven. You are the observer. There are infinite potentials that are in superposition. That is what the wave particle function is. By your observation of what you identify with as you, the observer, of what you allow your awareness to fully accept, that is what you become. It does not take time. It isn't about quantum leaps or jumps. Those are all great and valid. You're doing it already. You just make the definition of labels mean something when it's a quantum leap, you just allowed yourself to accept a huge shift and change. But you're doing that already. Your consciousness is already shifting. You are individual frames of moments. And in those frames are subset data of little mini-me personality egos that don't realize that they exist beyond the frame that they're in because they're only entangled with the so-called past frames. And those are all being created in the now. You can't go, your past can't go in the future and you can't go in the past. It's a memory. A memory is just a projection of consciousness. You are multidimensional. You are aware of multiple frames at once. Your heart is beating and you don't have to do anything to make that happen. I say that because there's so much that's already happening on your behalf that your consciousness is aware of, that you don't have to figure it out, but you accept it to be true. You totally accept it to be true. You overthink everything that could be going wrong. Why don't you overthink everything that could be going right? It's the same exact energy, just focused differently. You can use your brain to predict what you prefer versus what you don't prefer, what's missing, what's wrong. And that is my biggest takeaway for you. I'm doing this infinite creator abundance experience right now, and the powerful shifts are just a little fraction of what occurred in the first week. And one of the realizations that I want you all to have, a little bit of a sneak peek of this course, is that you are already insanely abundant. You are abundant in lack. You are abundant in scarcity. You are abundant in challenges and problems and stress and worry and doubt. You are abundant in unlimited air. You are abundant in, you can open that tap and that faucet will just pour out water for a long time before anyone says anything or shuts it off. You have unlimited electricity that you could tap into, that you currently do tap into. When you are in coherence, your electromagnetic field expands and expands. You have one single tuned focus when you let yourself be in coherence. And it's so simple, by the way. Getting into coherence is just as simple as focusing on your heart center, breathing in for the count of 4, taking a pause, just holding your breath for 3 seconds, being in that stillness, and then exhaling for 6 seconds, invoking a state of appreciation or love, thinking of something or someone that you love or appreciate. And doing that 3 times automatically allows you to go into coherence. Now, sometimes it may take longer if you're in a really, really hook of negative charge. But for the most part, you can get there in 3 breaths. Some of you can do it in 1. In fact, I recommend that you just drop your awareness down to your heart as often as you can remember. Because where you put your attention is what you activate, what you energize. And that is one energy center that you could activate and energize a whole lot more. Because your divine connection, your divine spark, that portal, when that's blended, when you're connected to infinite intelligence, everything you need to know, you receive it in the moment, including that beautiful connection, that communication to get my camera on and take this picture that you're looking at right now. And this is just an example. This is my heaven on earth fairy tale life. Is it perfect all the time? Absolutely not. Do I want the contrast and the resistance so that I can experience myself growing and expanding from an amazing capacity at a soul level, at a non-physical spirit level, to be blended, to sort and sift through the contrast of life so that I can experience when I know what I don't want, I know more powerfully what I do want, and I get to line up with it? Hell yes, sign me up over and over again, because I know I'm an eternal being, and so are you. And all the versions of you are, by the way. You're never leaving anything behind when you shift to a higher level of allowing of you. Everything exists now simultaneously. And so what's it going to take for you to let yourself have what you want? Because you have the mechanism. You're already doing it. Reality is bending to you, to your inner state. Matter is organizing based upon your dominant inner state, the culmination of your beliefs, emotions, thoughts, and actions, your overall vibration. And so, what is it that you most want? Drop into your heart and feel what it is that you most want. Now let yourself go into coherence. Remember that you are the infinite creator with infinite potentials. And as you allow yourself to breathe into your heart center, inhaling for 4, feeling that divine spark glow and get brighter and brighter of unconditional love. And now pause and hold for 3. And exhale for 6, thinking of something or someone that you love and appreciate. Allowing that feeling of love and appreciation to grow within all of yourselves. Inhaling again for 4, focusing on your heart center, feeling that unconditional love, that divine spark growing brighter and brighter. And now pause for 3. A full exhale, strengthening that feeling of love and appreciation, letting it expand beyond your field. And one last time, inhale for 4, focusing on your heart center, feeling that unconditional love, that glow, getting so bright beyond, extending on and on out beyond your heart center into your entire field and out to every point of creation. And now pause. Exhaling fully for 6, allowing that love and appreciation to envelop every aspect of your being. And now with your expanded field of awareness and coherence, knowing that you are infinite creator with infinite potentials, I want you to be curious about what it's like to be the version of you who has insane abundance and wealth, avalanches of opportunities, money, assets, all kinds of amazing abundance flowing into your life. I want you to live in that version now. I want you to breathe as that version. I want you to feel what it feels like to manage large sums of money, to feel comfortable and confident with all of the money flowing into you, where you get notifications all day long on your phone, your email, your account is growing and expanding, money pouring in from all different directions. You have multiple sources of income flowing into your extreme, lucrative accounts. Feel what it feels like to manage that level of wealth, where you're seeing 7, 8, 9 figures on a regular basis, where you feel the ease and flow of everything that's coming in, and the flow of how you love, where you love to flow, focus your assets, your money. You love to bless and celebrate and support and give back. Your vote counts. Where you put your money is where you put your energy and your blessings and your preferences, and how you love expanding your reach, your impact. You can brighten anyone's day. You can send $100,000 like it's nothing, like it's a drop in the bucket, like it's a quarter you put into a machine that's nothing in the realm of the abundance that you allow in. I wanted you to let yourself expand even more. Expand even more of your capacity to receive, knowing that everything that comes to you is blessed and that everything that goes out is blessed and comes back to you multiplied. That you are so tuned in, you are so connected because you have just learned how to put yourself into coherence and alignment, expanding your field so the opportunities, the ideas, the inspirations come to you, just like the inspiration that I had, the immediate telepathic communication to get my phone out and take that picture that you're seeing on the screen right now, just for the joy of it, just for the joy that it brings me and all the people. Infinitely blesses just that moment, that tongue, that blanket, that sweetness, a magical moment, infinitely coming back to you. All day long, magical moments. Because here's the thing, your now, what you allow in your now, what you notice in your now, more will be added unto you. So notice the riches that are already available to you. Notice all of the abundance. You have insane abundance always around you. It's how you focus it. You can overthink everything that could go wrong, or you could overthink everything that could possibly go even better and right. It's just a choice where you flow your energy. You can notice the insane abundance that's already yours. You have unlimited air that you're breathing. You never have to worry about your next breath. You have unlimited tap water. I promise you, you could open up so many taps at once and never even be questioned for the longest time, or that be cut off. In fact, I doubt it would ever be cut off. As long as that bill gets paid, you are an unlimited being. There is no lack. You are already abundant, but you are using your abundance to focus on lack. You can be abundant in lack and scarcity. You can be abundant in doubt and worry and angst and fear and challenges and problems and trauma and anxiety. You can be abundant in all the good, all the things to be thankful for, all the amazing permission slips to allow you to change your focus, so to allow you, like this one, a gift, to refocus, to remember who you are, and to use that energy, to use that focus, to use that coherence to direct it where you want to go, because you're so abundant. As infinite creator, you are the most brilliant creator. You created this human mechanism with this amazing capacity, this brain, that is not only meant to keep you safe, this personality, this ego that helps you understand and feel the separation so that you can experience and know thyself as the other. But also as this gift, this brain is a prediction mechanism, and what you make familiar becomes true for you. What you allow yourself to repeat in your imagination so that it becomes normal and familiar. That's how you allow reality to bend around you, because when you dominate your inner state, when you allow yourself to be in this version, allow yourself to accept fully with conviction this version is your new version, because it is not time. Everything exists now. What actually is happening is you stop locating at the old version and you start locating in the new one. This is proven, by the way. You are the observer. All the wave particle function, it is in superposition of infinite potentials, and your observation is what collapses the particle. So that's what you experience. That wave is collapsed into a particle by your observation. And your observation is this right now. Your identity, your inner state. That's what collapses. That's what makes matter organize around you. This is a dream. You are not a soul living in a body. You are a soul dreaming that you have a body. All of this is happening in your consciousness. You are dreaming this. So wake up to the realization that you are infinite creator, experiencing whatever your awareness allows you to fully embody in this moment. You are relitigating 70 to 90,000 thoughts from the previous day. Your environment is pretty much very similar to what you experienced the day before, because that is what you are comfortable with your prediction of your brain. Remember, your brain filters out majority of the energy that's right here, right now. You are only perceiving what your brain identifies with as the identity of you. It filters everything else out. So you have infinite potentials that exist right here and right now. And what you accept as true about yourself, the identity that you embody, that you have conviction about, just like when you stand up and you step on the ground, you trust that it will support you. When you sit down in the chair, you trust that it will support you. You don't ever question it. So why do you question something that you have the ability to imagine whether it exists or not? Because I promise you this, the fact that you can imagine it, it has to exist, because the definition of non-existence means it could not exist. And what your physical mind can perceive and your imagination is the ceiling, but it is the basement for your higher mind. Meaning your imagination, whatever you have the ability to imagine, it exists right now, and you have the ability to have it right now, or you could not imagine it. It is only requires your full acceptance of it, your full permission to let yourself have it in your imagination fully and completely, and know that it's done. Because as you allow yourself to accept it to be true, as you allow yourself for it to be familiar, because remember, your brain is meant to keep you safe, and it will always push against whatever feels unfamiliar, because that's risky. No matter how good it is for you, that is why it's so hard for people to do things that are new, routines, to kick habits. Everyone knows how good meditation is for them, but very little people actually do it, because their brain will give them a million excuses why they shouldn't, why they can't, why they don't have time, why it probably doesn't work, why they're not good at it, blah, 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 blah. Sound familiar? Why going to the gym? Why exercising? Why you should put it off later? You can do it later. Because anything that's unfamiliar is risky. And all you got to do is make the unfamiliar familiar and normal. And you do that by repetition. Mental rehearsal. Look at the most profound, phenomenal athletes in the world. People that are the masters at what they do. Artists. Anyone that is the best at what they do. It wasn't because they did it once and they were the best. Because they mastered their craft. They mastered their craft. You are a master creator. You already are doing it all day, every day, nonstop. You're just creating more of the same. And with repetition of living in the identity of the version of you that has everything that you want, by having that overarching awareness that it's all handled, that it's all figured out, and it's all handled for you, it's already done. When you live from that identity with conviction and certainty, watch how everything caters to you to reflect that truth. It isn't doubt that is your obstacle. It's that you put these desires on pedestals. You make them these extreme outcomes that feel far away. But that's just because you have a perception. That's the story that you're telling. The mark of a creator means that you have the ability to give anything meaning. Because there is nothing that is inherent meaning. Everything is neutral. It is the meaning that you give it that determines the outcome that you receive from it. But nobody can assume a meaning for you. Yes, have you taken on and inherited meanings from a collective, from parents, from people, from schools, from situations that you've attributed meanings to that maybe aren't serving you? For sure. But can you change that? Absolutely. You have the ability to say, something that happened that everybody else can say is something went wrong, something bad happened, like an accident, a car accident. You could say, everyone else could say, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened. That's terrible. That's awful. Or you could say, I don't need to take that on it. I'm not going to accept that. This is going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened to me so far. And I can't wait to see what gifts come from this. And I promise you, when you own that, when you with conviction and certainty, and you really allow that to be true, the magic of miracles. If you want an example, I'll tell you one right now. My car, my beloved first Tesla, that car came off the line, third one with autopilot. I got to witness for, oh my gosh, over a decade. That was in 2014. This is my second Tesla. I have been watching AI, supercomputers evolve in real time. The greatest gift of any physical, tangible object, to watch that car like a consciousness in tangible form expand and grow. That car could not drive itself when I first got it. That car started driving itself and parking itself, and then eventually it could summon and come to me without being in the car. That car can play anything that I want in that stereo. That car can go 0 to 65 in 2.9 seconds and faster now. Ludicrous mode, now plaid mode. Having the most fun, in the moment, intuitive car that learns my mannerisms, my style, my behavior, my preferences, and molds and bends around me. And so when I got hit head on with that car, that sweet man, he did not see me. I was not in his reality. That's the only way he could have hit me, is that he did not see me, because I was not a match to his experience. And it was the greatest gift, because all that came from that, not only did I get just offered a huge amount of money because they were so worried that I was going to sue them. Was I no, broke my hand from the airbag, but I healed it instantaneously. Did I have whiplash that I healed in 3 days? Absolutely. Did I let myself have 3 days to go bask at Murrieta Hot Springs and get massage and acupuncture? Yeah. Did they offer to give it all of those things for me for 3 months straight, to pay for a membership at Glen Ivy, to allow me to experience like being pampered and loved, and then 6 figures in the bank just for my pain and suffering, and also buying me a replacement car? Both my Teslas paid for in full, and then some. I didn't have to lift a finger. I didn't have to do anything. Everything was handled for me. The insurance company took care of everything. Can it be that easy? Yes. Does it get to be that easy? Only if you let it be. So again, you are the only one that determines what anything means to you. And if you could just go back, if you could just let yourself, in your imagination, give yourself everything that you've ever wanted, including the traumas, go back and revise them. Because here's the thing, that version will always exist, but you know what other version always exists? The one you prefer. And it's just a choice. I promise you, if there is no better example than my father, who I have changed the versions. This just happened on our vacation. I had something that occurred twice in my life where there was a point where we almost cut each other out. Once he kicked me out of the house. It took a long time for us we didn't speak for a long time. It was very traumatizing, very emotionally damaging. And I revised that, and it was like as if that never happened. I still stayed connected to that version. I still fed that version though, because it showed up again. This is the irony of the situation. Sometimes it's so unconscious you don't even realize it when it's smacking you in the face. And again, I let myself have the version I preferred, and everything turned around. And then this last time, it wasn't that extreme, but there was a point in the conversation when it became contentious, and that old version showed up again. And I realized that I never fully let myself really have the version I preferred. And so all I did was I excused myself from the conversation. I went to the restroom. I brought myself back into neutral. I brought myself back into the versions of my parents as neutral. I went back to them as little kids before I could let myself find the neutrality. Whatever it takes to find the neutral point. And then you can get into coherence. From there, you can really let your field expand. Do the coherence breath. And then let yourself have what you want. Go to the versions of them, their parents, the situation, and revise it. Let it play out. Let your imagination, because here's the thing, you guys, your higher mind communicates to you through your imagination, but you can use your imagination from your physical mind, and you can imagine all the things going wrong and all the things that, and why, and da-da-da-da-da, and how you don't deserve that, and how this, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, where you put your attention is where you put your energy. How simple is that? So you get to decide whether you want to stay chained and entangled with all of those memories that cause you pain and negative charge, or equally valid choice, just to let yourself have whatever it is that you want in your imagination. Let it be just as real. The only thing that determines is your acceptance of it, how real it is for you, because you think because of your physical senses what you're experiencing right now is more real. But guess what? Your memories, you're creating them in the now. You can't go to the past. You can't go to the future. You are allowing yourself right now to connect to a timeline, to a frame of all the infinite potentials. You're connecting to that frame by your choice, by your attention. And your brain does not know the difference between an imagined experience and a physical, tangible experience if it's vivid enough. And so it is just your permission, your choice to let yourself have it fully and completely. Because you can, by your energy, by your attention, by your awareness, experience something so real in your imagination that you might not know the difference. You can have anything that you want, but you got to let yourself have it. If you go back to some of the videos that I posted, it really is that simple. You just got to let yourself have what you want and fully accept it. You're the only one that can do that. You're the only one that can make anything mean anything to you. And if you can let your imagination be your greatest gift, your greatest tool of creation for which you intended it to be, then it will reflect that back to you a million times over, and you will be the most blessed girl in the whole entire world. And when you forget, don't worry. There will be beautiful, beautiful reminders like this one. And so, you get to have it all your way. You have the keys to the kingdom. You are the kingdom. The kingdom is within you. I'm not religious. I just like the way that sounds. And so, may you be infinitely blessed by this. I love you. And don't worry. There are many more gifts for you here.